So many of you have asked about solar water pumps, and I had no info for you. After a little bit of research, I realized that you can get a legitimate pump and hook it up to a legitimate solar panel and run a solar water pump off of that and have a good fountain off of it. But those are expensive and take a lot of work. I wanted to first see what cheap DIY options I could get on Amazon to run a small fountain and work up from there. So I went ahead and I bought a couple of different options, and I'm going to compare them and see what I can make with them so that you guys can maybe learn what your options are. So, Hazel, bring that back.
Thank you.
So we're going to start with the little ones first because they should be about the same size and they were the same price. One floats on top of the water, one has a solar panel that it's connected to that you could set off to the side. So let's see what these look like. So I'm going to acknowledge that these are not big enough to create your own fountain with. They don't put out enough water, but I figured we'd start at the smallest option and work our way up from here. So we're going to start with these.
So this one is on a separate solar panel here, and this one is floating in the middle of its solar panel. And I don't know how well you can tell, this one is spraying out a lot higher than this one is. So if you want one that just floats independently, that one's cool. But this one is kind of nice because you could put the solar panel wherever you want and then run the little pump into there.
So I can immediately tell they don't work in the shade. Like look, if I stick my hand over this one, it shuts off. If I shade this solar panel, it shuts off. These will not work in the shade, 100%. But this one has a 10-foot cord, so theoretically, if your fountain was in the shade, you could move this as long as there's sun within 10 feet. I'm curious now how well we can make a fountain. So I'm gonna grab some hose and hook this one up to a hose and see what we can come up with. All right, so I had a bit of this real small water feature hose in my garage. I'm gonna cut off like 1.5 feet and see if we can get any lift out of this thing. Let's see, sunlight. No. Okay, that actually has a foot, that's 1.5 feet up. That is more than I expected. Hold up. Do I have a rock around here somewhere? There you go. Pretend this is up on a rock and you've built this up. You could get 6-inch or foot-high waterfall with this little $15 solar pump. And I might end up having to do that because that's kind of cool. So there you have it. If you're wanting to spend $15, this would totally work. And look, you could do it all in the size of a 4-foot kiddie pool. Bury this in the ground, run this over a rock, or up into a rock, through a rock, a little bubbling feature. There you go, 15 bucks. Next one. Okay, so we're gonna test our larger ones now. So, plug-in one is 160 gallons per hour. This one, with about a 15-foot cord to its solar panel here, which is a pretty good size, is also marked at 160 gallons per hour. So we're going to plug one in and give some sunshine to the other one and compare the two. They are both flowing through equal-sized pipes. So that is our plug-in, and here's some sunlight. That is telling. So this is in full sun, and I want to see like if I put my hand in front of it. So you would want it in direct sunlight. So this certainly could be used for a waterfall or even a small creek. I would be tempted to use it. Now that I have it, I'm probably going to use it for something because I have it. Why not? At the moment, I want to try something because a lot of you have come from my bubbling concrete feature. I actually made another smaller one of those that I never put in anywhere. So I'm going to hook this up to that real quick just because I'm curious to see if it would work for it. So this is obviously not a permanent setup. This is just because I want to run water through it and see what it looks like. So we're looking at 4 inches thick, 2 feet tall, with 29 inches of lift from the pump itself. Okay, so that settles it. I think that's awesome. I'm going to install this somewhere and probably make this its own video to do a full solar water feature build. So stay tuned for that. So if you like this, if this was useful, hit the like button below, comment any questions you have. I'm going to put links to all of this in the description, so if you wanted to look up where I got these, you can go get them yourself. Subscribe to my channel for more landscape DIY videos and water feature stuff, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.